Hello, all. Welcome to the course on AI application in academic research. In the last session, we discussed AI summarization tools, and today we will have a demo on how to use these tools in academic research. Now, let us discuss on how to use each AI tools in our research journey.
Now we will discuss about Elicit. We can go to Google, type Elicit, click enter. You can see the screen that is displayed here. We have an option, multiple options that is available here. If you just click on new, you have an option called as find paper. Now, this is a platform which basically helps you in order to identify the papers either by typing what you wanted to know about it, or it can be a keyword, or it can be a name of the title that you're looking for. Now, apart from your find papers, we have multiple other options, that is chat with the paper. Now, we would have selected for any of the paper, and for that paper you wanted to ask any question, that what's the hypothesis of this particular paper, or you wanted to know that what's the research gap that has been identified in the paper. So all these questions you can ask depending on the paper that you have selected. We do have an option of extract data, but this is basically available for the pro version. It's not available for a free version. Research agent also. We also have report. You can generate 2 reports for free, and then if it is beyond 2, then you should go for a subscription version. Now I will also be explaining you that how these reports are generated and how does the report looks like. So firstly, we will go for find paper. Now in this case, I have tried to looked upon the personality type and entrepreneur intention as the paper which I wanted for. Now you can see there are multiple papers that has been downloaded on this particular title. And then the most exciting part of this is you can see the summary that is there towards the right side. That means instead of spending a lot of time in reading this particular paper, we can just go through the summary and decide, do we need to download this paper and then have an in-depth reading about it. And also you can see that we have a DOI options that is available, and also abstract only. Now what does this abstract only means is, for this particular paper only the abstract is available. Whereas if you look into the second paper, that is impact of big five personality traits on entrepreneur intention among the students, the full text is available. Now if you just click on this full text, the entire text for this will start opening if you click on this, and it will take you to the respective journal. Now apart from that, we do have a multiple filter options that is seen here. Now here in this case, you can see the publication year. That is, if you want to cut short it only for 2025 to 2026 paper, we have an option of doing it. That means only those papers will be taken into consideration. Now again, for few papers, now there's one more title, the same thing about emotional intelligent, I have put it as a keyword. Now here you can see again it is under the same, that is to find paper. Now here we also have one more option called as, that is the journal quality. Now, journal quality, if you look, it will basically help you to filter if you wanted only those journals which are articles which are published in Q1 journals, or only Q2 journals, or Q3 or Q4, or if you wanted all the journal whichever is into a different range you wanted to look for it, we have an option of doing it. And also again, as I told you about the publication year, it is available, and also the study type. This is one of the other feature that is available here is, if you wanted only to look after the paper which is basically having a meta analysis, or if you want to look into a paper which is only having a review. So this we can select it or customize it as per our need. Now this is all about that if you're going for a find a paper. Now if you wanted to go for chat for the paper, as I told you earlier. Now this is the paper that I have selected, that is environmental factor and entrepreneur intention of medical students in reverse state. So now in this case I have also put, you can ask anything is mentioned here. Now when the entire information about this paper, the summary, the main theme and limitation has come here, I have just asked a question by typing a prompt Okay, it's a general prompt that is put here. What is a research gap? That is, in this particular paper, I wanted to know that what is a gap. Okay, instead of reading it throughout, I can just take the help of AI and ask that what is a research gap. And if you see that it has written it very fantastically, you can see how they have come up with the gaps. The specific research gap is also defined here, and also you can see what are the other different gaps that is available for this paper. Now you can also do it for the multiple papers that you are looking for. So this is one of the advantage of this particular Elicit, where you can try to chat with your paper also, and then you can come up with what is your requirement or what is actually you wanted to know about this particular thing. And the last one that we have, or what we can generate here, is the report. As I told you, only 2 reports are allowed to be generated for a free version. If you go for a pro version, you can get multiple. Now, what's the nice part of this is you can see that the keyword that I'd put was entrepreneur intention, and I've downloaded multiple papers with the help of the same fine papers and all that. And then you can see that how they have generated the report. And you can also get this report in the PDF format. Now, this is the abstract that they have mentioned. What are the methods they have used, the 10 source they have used, and what is a study, that is what is the name of the author, which year it was published, and also you have full retrieved, whether you are able to retrieve it or not. Then education level, that is to which year of the students they have done a survey, whether it is an undergraduate students or a postgrad students or a higher education institutions or an age between 18 to 64 years, and all this has come. And then the next you have is the sample size. Even this is mentioned that in the paper, what is the sample size that they have looked for. And also, if you wanted to filter it, if you want to apply any other information, you can do it accordingly. Then you also have a geographical location, and this study was basically conducted in which part, and all this information here. Study type, whether it's a primary study or it's a comparative theoretical analysis or it's a systematic review, everything is put here. So this is one of the biggest advantage that we have. Now, it's not just about the name of the journal or the sample size they have used, but also the theoretical framework, which is very important in any of the literature. We go for writing a paper and getting published, you could see that multiple times the editor or the reviewer sending you a comment stating that you are not strong with your theoretical framework, right? So now here what does this do is it will help you in understand that how different theories has been used by the author in the respective papers and how is it connected. Now these are multiple theories that is on entrepreneur intention that the different papers has used. If you see the theory of planned behavior, that's a well-versed theory which basically talk about your behavioral aspect and all that. We do have a multiple framework compared. Then you have Shapiro's model. So there are multiple theories that is used, and you can see the summary of those theories that is used. Now, apart from theory, what are the constructs that the study has apted for? Like when you go for preparing a questionnaire, if you're looking for the already developed scales, all this information is very much important. The variables, it matters a lot. So you can see that what are those constructs that they have taken into consideration when they are going to write the papers. Then if there is any additional framework that if they have apt, even that can be seen here. Now not just that, even the antecedent factors examined, what are the individual factors we have, what is the specific factor that the particular paper has looked into, and then how many studies has been utilized the similar kind of factors. All these informations are available just in a click, right? Don't we think that these softwares are really helping us in order to reduce our time, where we would have spent a lot of time in reading this literature, trying to identify what is it and all that. Instead, you can just spend half an hour of your time in just scrutinizing the paper that what you wanted or what you're looking for. And it is not just relying on this software. Once you identify, you should start writing it by yourself, where this tools basically helps you in order to ease your task. Now then, you have about the individual factor, as I mentioned you, the full information. Okay, what is the measurement instrument that they have used? What are the number of items they have used? Everything is put here. So this Elicit basically helps us not just in finding a paper, you can chat with a paper, and also you can generate the report from this. Review is AI2 Asta, or you can tell AI2 Paper Finder. You can go to Google and just type it as AI2 Asta. Click enter. You can see AI2 Asta coming here. Just click on that. Now, once you click on this particular app, you can see that this window has been displayed. Now, in this, what are the things that we can do is the first one, that you can find a paper, you can also generate a report, and the most important part is you can also analyze your data. So now we will go one by one. So first we will go for finding a paper. So it's the same way that when I say find papers, when you wanted to do a literature review, it's very important for you to have these key terms, or the paper that you want really to look into, or the subject area that you are interested in. So in this particular case, I have typed for entrepreneurial intention, where I wanted to know that what are those relevant papers that get into this particular subject area. So now you can type the entrepreneur intention there, or the subject of your choice, and here we have written entrepreneur intention, and you can see that about 74 papers has been projected by this particular AI tool. Now it's also important for us to look into that from which journal these articles has been extracted from. So you can see that this particular journal is from Frontiers in Psychology. We do have Journal of International Entrepreneurship, and also we have multiple journals, that is Journal of Business Research, etc. And you can see the name of the author mentioned here, and also the year of publications. And then we can also see something very interesting here is, you can see that a small gist about this particular paper is also mentioned here. That is, it uses basically questionnaire and structural equation modeling to analyze college students' entrepreneurial intention in the post pandemic environment, including factors and mediations by entrepreneurial self efficacy. That means, in a short, it is going to provide you a gist about it. Now, it is not only this much, you also have a multiple filtering options that is available here. So, you can filter them based on the relevance, based on the year, title, venue, and citation. Now, what is that something very important here is, you have an option called as venue. Now, what does this venue means? If you just click on the venue, can you see that there's multiple list or the name of the journal that's getting displayed? Now, if you are targeting on a particular journal on which you wanted to publish your paper, and also, of course, you will have to cite certain paper from this particular journal. And now, how is this helpful for you? It's very quite evident that which are those papers that has been come from a respective journal, and you can look into it. Now, these are the journals that are basically having a keyword on entrepreneur intentions in their article collections. So you can see the International Journal of Academic Research, we have Asian Pacific Journal of Innovation and Management or Entrepreneurship, you have Frontiers in Education, Frontiers in Psychology. So there are multiple journals that is available. So this is one of the best tool which will basically help you in order to identify papers for your particular area or for your particular title. The next option that we have here is report, that is recent reports on entrepreneur intention. Now again, when I say recent reports, here also you have a title which is given as an entrepreneur intention. Now this is a small report that has been taken from the multiple source by referring a multiple sources. So you can see the definitions, behavioral role and determinants has been given here, and you can see what are the introduction that is given, and then you can also see the core definition, the entrepreneur intentions in the entrepreneur process, and as a predictor of behavior. So full information is given. Now apart from that, it also provides you a citation, right? Now there are 51 papers that is cited here. Now which are those 51 papers? If you just click on expand, you can see the entire paper that is coming here. And then you also have an option called as export all citations. So this will basically help you in exporting, and also you can download these things and check for it. Isn't it very useful tool for us? Of course. So my dear researchers who are starting your journey or career in research, we have multiple AI tools that basically helps us to ease our work. But please remember that no matter what tools we use, we should also read it and try to rewrite it manually. Now the next part that we have is recent data analysis. Okay, we also have this option called as recent data analysis. And here what we can do is you can just write or type the question or a prompt that what you're looking for. Now from all these papers, I have written a prompt asking that what are the possible analysis we can run using this data set. And most importantly, you should have a data set, and we have a prescribed format on which the data set has to be. Here we have taken it in CSV file. Just upload the data set, and you can also customize this prompt and write it. So in general, I have written to show as an example that what are the possible analysis we can run using this data set. And then the results has been generated in such a way that it has taken some 1 minute of time. And then what is the finding? It has told me that you can run with this particular data set a descriptive and exploratory analysis. You can also try to test the reliability of this data, a group comparison by running a ANOVA t-test, and also if you want to know the relationship modeling like multilinear regression to predict your key outcome, and clustering and segmentations, confirmatory and structural modeling. So all possible analysis is given here. And it is not that we have to run all these analysis. As I told you, you can customize it based on it. You can try to put your objectives, you can try to put your research question, and then you can ask that and also define these variables, and then ask for a question that what kind of analysis you can run. I hope this tool was really helpful to everyone in understanding that how you can figure out the papers that is required for your literature review, and also how to generate a report, and if you are having a data set, then how and what type of analysis can be run by using the particular data set. You can just click on Semantic Scholar AI powered research tool. Now here you can see that the Semantic Scholar is open and a free AI powered research tools for scientific literature. That means it's basically free. Now again we can type the keywords, that is entrepreneurial intention, entrepreneurial intention. Then I have given search. Now when you go for searching it, we have given it as entrepreneur intentions. Cut. The next tool that we have for your literature review is Semantic Scholar. You can just click on Semantic Scholar and you can see that Semantic Scholar AI powered research tool is displayed here, and basically this is a free one. Okay, so it is AI powered research tool for a scientific literature. Now let's go for typing as entrepreneurial intention as your keyword. Now once you type your entrepreneur intention as your keyword, you can just go for search. And once you go for search, you can see that the list of journal that has been put here, which is having a key term as entrepreneurial intention. Now you can see that again you can customize, because the entrepreneur intention, people would have done a study only on medical field, or it can be only on business and multiple. So now if you wanted, and if you're looking for only from the business area, then we do have an option of which field of study you wanted to opt for. Now, if you wanted to look from the economics perspective or a medicine or a computer science, you do have an option. So now here we will filter it for business as of now. So now those journals, it is trying to filter those which is basically into the area of your business. Now the next one is date range, which is very important, right? If you're looking for a base paper, then it might be like 1931 and all that. But if you're looking for a recent paper, then it's very important for us to have a time period on which we are looking for it. So you have this year or last 5 years you wanted to know, or last 10 years you want to know. We'll just look for last 10 years. Once you filter this for the last 10 years, the next is has PDF. So now are you looking for those which is real, which is having a PDF, so that you can look for it later. So which has PDF, if I'm just going to click, it is going to filter those documents which are only having a feedback, and a PDF, and you can see that, see, PDF which is clearly shown, that means you can download it. Now author, if you are looking for a particular author, especially for some base papers, etc., you can go for it, or else just ignore. The next you have is journals and conferences. If you're looking for those, and if you have a particular things in your mind, that is AOM, like Academy of Management Proceedings, you want to look into and all that, you can just again sort. Now the relevance, sort by relevance. Okay, this is something very interesting that you can find here. Is this will also help us, this particular AI tool, in arrange these papers based on the citations, right? It is always very important when you are referring any paper that how much citation is there, right? If it is cited by many people, that means okay, that's a popular paper in this particular area. Now if I wanted to see, and also you see sort by most influential papers or sort by recency. So now if I wanted to know sort by most influential paper, it's quite interesting, right? So these are the paper which is having a more influence in this particular area. Now again, if I wanted to know sort by citation count, now here what happens is the filter is running in such a way that all those papers which are having a higher citation has been listed here. So now if you see the first one, you can see some 474 citation is there. When you look into the second, it is 239. Third one is again 239. So you can see it which is there in the order wise. So now here we have tried to filter our thing based on your field of study, what's that range, that is last 10 years paper we are looking for. Click enter. Now once you click enter, you have paper discovery. This is insightful, just click on that. Once you're going to click on this, we can just get into the login, and then you can see the screen has been opened here. Now in the insightful, let's say insightful is really insightful or not. So now here what all we can do is you can just type a paper title, or if you're having a DOE number of your paper, you can put it, or if you are having a PubMed URL or ARXIV URL, no matter what it is, just try to put it there, and then if you're going to type it, you will get the full paper. So now we will again type entrepreneurial intention. The same keyword we will try to retain it here so that it is helpful for us. So now we will go for search. Now when you go for searching, yeah, basically it is going to look into all the papers that is basically connected to this. And another one more thing you can see find here is you have a title, and it also says from which journal it is. This particular paper called as Do Entrepreneurship Program Raise Entrepreneur Intention of Science and Engineering Students, the Effect of Learning, Inspiration and Resources. And in which journal is it published? It is published in Journal of Business Venturing. And you can see the name of the authors are given here, the year of publication, cited by, how many people has cited this paper is some 2293. Wow, that's really great, right? Then we also have citing, that how many papers this particular author has been cited. Now there is something which is new addition to this when you compare to any of the other literature AI tools that we have looked into. Now what is that one uniqueness that this particular insightful is having is it will also help you for each of the paper to view the graphs. And now what does this graph basically shows us? It basically shows us the citation, that is which are the different papers that this particular journal has referred, or this article has referred. Now if you click on view graphs, see the complete information is put. And before that, there's one more additional information that we have is it is also giving us the information about the journal, whether it is open access or no, or whether it is hybrid. So if you see here, open access is given as no. That means there is no open access available in this journal. Now again, you can also paper filter if you have any keywords and all that, you can put it, and also the distance, like 1 or 2 distance, whatever you wanted, you can mention it, the minimum year and the maximum year, everything is mentioned, and you can filter. This is same as the options that we had earlier discussion about the multiple other AI tool. Now add papers to the graph. If you want any other papers to be added, of course we do have that option of adding it, or if you wanted to import this from bibtex file, you can also do that. So now in this case, see, I have tried to look into those papers whichever they have referred to. So you can see this is the map that they have generated. Now if I just click onto this, you can see there's multiple papers that they have referred, and into this you can also see their names. And now how these nodes and things are connected, you can just look into it, and then this is how it's gonna work. Now once you finish all this, I hope it's very easy for us now to do a literature review, isn't it? When we are having a multiple tools which is basically helping us to ease our work by just doing it in a minute or in just a click, where you're going to get like thousands of papers from thousands of database it has been trying to generate and give it to us, including the citation, name of the author, name of the journal, the years, not only just years, the citation score, whether it is open access or not, the summary of your paper, the entire report of your paper is generated. So these are basically a different AI tools that we can use in our literature review. The AI tool for gap identification is the first tool that we are going to look today is about consensus. Just go to Google and then type consensus, click enter. You can see consensus for research. Just click on that. And then when you click on this particular tool, you can see that you can ask for whatever the title that you are looking for, and we will try to use the same title, that is entrepreneurial intention. Now when I'm going to type it as entrepreneur intention or entrepreneurship, for example, now once you click on entrepreneurship, you can see that how many papers are there in this particular stream. Now from the entrepreneurship, it has been trying selecting and searching, which it will be basically trying to filter all those journals, and you can see there are different papers which is available here. You have 2.7 millions of paper on this area. That's what it is trying to show, because we have not applied any filter here. So till we apply a filter, it's going to show everything, every possible papers that we are going to have. So you can see the entire paper has come here, entrepreneurship as an opportunity creation. Again, you can see that the key takeaway about that particular paper is just put it in 3 lines. That means it's just saving our time, right? So by reading this, you'll understand, okay, should I really go and download this paper and look into it, or just have a gist about it, what this paper is telling about. So this will help us in filtering our paper. You have certain supporting quotes and all that mentioned. You also have the journal names that is mentioned here, and if you want to explore the graphs, you also have, and it is PDF is also available. Now what we do is, okay, you finished all this, right? The next I will tell you something very interesting. Now, once you finish downloading this paper and all that, I just wanted to know that from all these articles, right? Sometimes it is not possible for us to read all these articles, even though it is just written like a key takeaways are just in like 4 5 lines, but still, for how many can we read? Here we have filtered it. What we can do is, once from those a huge list, you can try to filter them. Now, once when you try to filter these all informations from them, how do you filter it? Is the option that is available just below it. Now towards the left side, you can see you have a filter that is a general filters, basically your publication years. You have, if you want to filter them based on the journal rank, if you want to filter them based on citation, we also have an option of exclude preprints and open access, the methodology that they are looking for, the sources of the sources. When I say, it's the publishers, the field of the study, the country which has been published, this everything is there. Now if you look into this methodology, you can just see you have different designs. You want to look only the papers which has used experiential learning where methods, or you wanted to know about the observational one, or if you want to look into an evidence synthesis or other. So all options are available here, so we can just customize it as per our need. The next part that we have is, we also have something very interesting, is that the sources or the publishers. Now if you see that you are only looking for certain kind of publishers, that you are looking only for AIP publishers or ACS publishers or ACP publishers, whichever you want, and you wanted to only look for those kind of journals like annual reviews, you can just filter them according to your need and what you're looking for. Accordingly, we can just make, if you're just looking for frontiers, also emerald, all this information elsewhere, everything is available, so we can just try to filter them accordingly. Now once you do all this filtration and all that, we have applied certain filters and we have just filtered the papers. As a result, you can see there are 20 papers only. Now what do I need to do is, from this 20 articles, I'm just asking the AI, will you help me in generating a research gap and a topic for me to do a research? Okay, this is a common prompt that we have used here. Again, you can use the prompt whichever you want. Basically, it is like an interaction, that what question you wanted to ask for and what are you looking for. Now, in my case, out of these many papers, I'm suggesting the AI, that is consensus, to tell me that what's the research gap and also just provide me a title so that I will have an idea. Now, what it has done is, you can see, center on opportunity creation, value, everything is done. The core meaning we are having, the major themes is given. The major themes, when you see the definition, it's no clear consensus, many dimensions and meaning, all that information is there. And then you also have an example which is supported also is put. Now, if you come individual and intentions, it also says that what are the areas that it has not concentrated upon and all that. Okay, now it has come up with a strong research topic is entrepreneurial ecosystems and intention in emerging economies, where the main gap is dynamic multi-level evidence. That means after reviewing the entire 20 papers, now the AI has provided me what should be the title. Now you can see a small explanation about is given. Now how is the evidence? See, the evidence is also put here, that is the context sensitivity, the casual evidence, the emerging economy coverage, everything is given here. Now, along with that, it is also recommending me few more titles. See, you can see there's one more title given as How University Entrepreneurship Program and Local Entrepreneurial Ecosystems Shape Entrepreneurial Intention and Venture Emergence in Emerging Economics Over Time. Right, so it has basically given me not just the topic. If you just look, the research questions are also ready here. So you can just have a look onto this and why this topic is important, why it matters, everything is given here. So this tool basically help us in order to understand or to identify the gap. So now here it is very easy that you try to filter those papers, you see which journals are you focusing into, which publishers are you looking into, and which year papers you are. Most of the time I would suggest all the researchers, when you go for filtering your paper, try to filter a paper within 5 years, until and unless you're looking for a seed paper. But if you're looking for an anchor paper or any papers in that range, please go for looking into which year you're looking, the latest publication. So what has happened, you should be updated by yourself. If you're looking into an entrepreneurship as an area, please be updated. So you should set a notification also, as in when the new papers are getting published, you should get notified that what the people are moving into, right? If you just look into many years ago, people were only talking about intention and all that. Intention has converted into action, from action to the further future we have moved upon. So it's very important for us, when you're in a particular area, to keep updated. So you should always have that updation notification getting into you, either from your Google Scholar or any of the other softwares, or any where you can try to look into your literatures. Okay, so this is consensus. This is all about consensus. Hope this video is really helpful to all the researchers.
In the next session, we will discuss about concept mapping tools. See you all and meet you in the next session. Thank you.